Specky DJ says, I'll probably spend the $10 on a $10 spin. Well, good luck, Specky DJ. I hope you spin up into a million. No, 100k. 100k? 100k. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? If you do, please tell us, because that would be a really cool, fun thing. I guess we'll do that. Don't actually... it's really difficult because I don't know how... It's a kind of a shame when we flop so well and turn so well. But, yeah, it just depends on what the limit range is. Against the kind of more polar range, it's actually kind of... Maybe it's... I might have a look at that one later because I know everyone will be like, yeah, it's an ace, what are you talking about? 10 big blinds. But, like, I think it's actually closer than you might be aware of, might think. Yeah, I mean, just limit shoving with ace 9. Yeah. Black says, only got 3 hours left, but I don't want to lose 2 days of grind. So took a bus last night at the Capitol and back home at noon. Easy peasy, all worked out. Happy days, happy days. I'm glad it went well. Alright, see if we can win the flip. Ace 8. Looking for a 3-5 heart. Ace 8. No. Isaac's here. Hi, Tomo. Yes, you do look stupid. Please go all in next time. Thank you, Isaac. I would agree. I would agree. It was very, very silly. We'll go all in with the ace 5. Wabsy, please send me a Karamba song. Specky DJ says, I'm considering joining a stable. What are the pros and cons, and why should I try 651 as opposed to competitors? Very good question, Specky. Let me bet this flop, and then we'll talk about it. So, my honest suggestion would be, if you are thinking about joining a stable, to apply to many. I think it makes sense. When I was thinking in your similar situation, maybe 5 years ago, Specky, I was thinking about joining a stable, and I applied to many different stables, thinking like which would be the best stable to join, right? So I think it makes sense, absolutely, to just try and apply to many different stables. And what should we do here, by the way? It can get very awkward on rivers if we check. So I'll go for a probe. We'll go for a bet. All right. So I'm biased, but I do sincerely believe that team651 is probably the best place. Having said that, I don't know every other stable, right? So I can't say with 100% certainty, but having worked in 2 stables, knowing quite a lot of people from different stables and stories that you've heard, knowing the, let's say, happiness rate of many team651 guys, I think it's something where we can certainly say with confidence that, like, it's got a pretty good return rate of our members being pretty happy in terms of that. So I would certainly apply to lots of different ones. I think that makes sense. Like, don't limit yourself to just 1 or 2 options, right? And then think about what you're after in a stable and what you want to get out of it. And I think that those will be good, helpful things to think about, and then you know when you're applying what you're kind of looking for. I think 651's strengths, I think, Specky, would be the community, the coaching, the people, the EV deals, the community. I said that, didn't I? Yeah, stuff like that. They are more spin and go specific. So, like, I mean, there's some guys actually who went and there is an MTT department, but let's say, for example, you were like, oh, I want to play. I don't know if this is true, but I could imagine it would be difficult if you were like, well, I want to play spins, but I also want to go play live cash, and I also want to go and play the World Series, and I also want to go do W Coupe and stuff like that. Maybe then you want to find an alternative back in agreement or negotiate. Maybe they come up with something, I'm not sure. But yeah, I would just say apply, see what happens, or just ask the guys, right? So 2 battle straight draws and a king high facing a limp stab. I think definitely cool one. We pick up we turn a gut shot. I think we just check here. Don't see too much need to bet. We have some showdown for sure that is definitely going to be realizable. And we have some equity. Spade comes, pretty good card for our range. Don't think it makes sense to bet. Are we getting pairs to fold? Maybe, but like I think actually here is a spot where I legitimately think we have enough showdown. Definitely think it's possible our opponent just stab with like a jack 8 or something and then checks down now. Queen 8. I was going to say queen 8. We said jack 8, so I got it wrong. Not quite the perfect poker we were trying to do. Big Bear Biss. Thank you very much, Big Bear Biss, for the follow. We appreciate it. We're going to jam king 3 off in your honour. And hopefully not run into a big hand. Big Bear Biss, we did not run into a big hand. Much appreciated, mate. We'll shove the 10-6 suited for 5. Isaac, have you ever played the 5 BB spins on iPoker? They are so bad. I think the pay table is 80% chance of 2x. Is that a question to me, Isaac? I don't know if that was, but I have not played them. But no, it wasn't a question to me. So just me being narcissistic, being like, they must be asking me. Sorry, I'm interrupting your chat. It's quite good. We have a nice enough community where you can just chat amongst yourself, and I don't actually even need to read anymore. I'm just gonna leave it, and then people just at me if they want it. I'm just gonna focus on the tables, guys. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's start with a check. Flopping middle pair. We'll start with check. Okay, not folding into one bet for sure. Start with a call. Check of diamonds. Good card for his range. Certainly think he might be betting hands like king 9, king jack, jack 9, jack 8. This is a pretty bad card for us. We have a lot better. We'd much rather call a hand like 6 9, 6 king, stuff like that. 2BB feels a lot like jack 8 to me. I'm just going to fold. Be okay with that. I think sometimes when you have bad hands, it's very frustrating. This is what I would suggest. What an opportunity to make the perfect poker decision. Thank you for dealing me 3-2 off. I'm definitely going to make the correct decision by folding it. The big edges of 5.5 effective poker. King 3 off. Specky says, what chip EV and volume requirements did team651 look for in a prospective candidate, I assume? So everybody's a bit different, and like I think I'm not involved in the applications or the recruitment. For what it's worth, I'm of the opinion that like I would rather take someone that is, let's say, slightly. I would rather take someone that is maybe slightly coming in as an applicant with slightly worse credentials in terms of maybe ever so slightly worse chip EV or volume compared to someone who had better of both of those but had a worse attitude. So I think. I really think that like attitude and in a way ambition is quite important. How much you're into poker, how much you're interested in it, and that comes across quite naturally, I think, in most applications, right? So you get some odd applications. Back in the old stable, I used to run applications, and it was like some random guy wrote 2 words, and you'd say, "Why do you want to play poker?" And it's like money, and you're like, "Cool," and it's like, "Thanks very much, but probably not." Whereas other guys are like, oh yeah, so I've been playing, I played spin and goes, I was helped me, I've been playing for 2 years, and I got on spins last year, and I've been playing some 7s, some 3s, and then I moved up to 7s, I find it a bit difficult, but here's my 4K sample, and I think I could do this and this and this, and like, I think if that's the case, then like, certainly would be a lot more, from my perspective, a lot more willing to give that person a go, even if they had slightly worse results. In general, I think that to give a kind of average number, like I think anyone playing, typically we suggest like if you can play 100 hours a month minimum on average, it's quite good. Of course, it's flexibility, right? So you have a busy month, you go on holiday, it's not a requirement, but I would say we do try and give a lot of resources to a lot of the team651 members, and obviously like if someone joins and they play next year 10 hours a month, there may not be a very good return. So I think it feels like a good gentleman's agreement for most candidates to go for a kind of, what should we do here, by the way? I'm going to go for a 3/4. To go for something like what was I trying to say? Can't remember. We get check raised. Pretty weird check raise spot, to be honest. So I think we'll start with a call. The 9 does hit quite a lot, weirdly enough. So some 9-8 there, which would make for a very kind of natural check raise. I think we're just quite happy folding now at this point. I was going to call on some turns. I know you takes a lot of his 7x and 8x and likes to sort of check raise and then just shove turns. And we've definitely seen him take a hand like King 8 here, for example, and go for it. Having said that, I think we just have way better hands and we don't have to like push it too wide with Ace 5 off here. I would call obviously every... I mean, we have every single straight there, for example, which means that you have to be incredibly careful. 48 combos, pure combos, unweighted of straights, right? That we'd all bet 1.5 and like totally happy with. We have every combo 2 pair. We have every 9x that hits as well, 9-6, 9-7. So don't think we need to push it too wide. Celeste, hello Celeste. What is your chip V when you play against two recreational, I assume you mean to say, players? So I would, if I'm playing a Spin and Go Ultra, I would estimate, I don't play two recreationals that frequently, but I would suggest it would be somewhere around 30 chips.